Hi everyone and welcome to another video with me. Today we're going to be looking at a similar subject, but we're also going to still be looking at science. So let's get straight into it. Let's kick this video off straight away with saying how amazing it is that this month, March, is Women's History Month. We've had International Women's Day on the 8th of March, which was a Friday, and I'm going to get straight into talking about that. Let's talk about International Women's Day and what that means to me. So International Women's Day just celebrates every woman that's out there and her different journey and what we've done together as females and empowering each other. What I thought I'd do is just talk about my journey and what I've been up to and what I do to try and inspire other people who are interested maybe in the same thing as what I'm interested in. But if you're not, maybe just use it as a bit of motivation to keep going with the things that you're interested in. So I actually work in science at the moment, but I haven't always studied science and I haven't always worked in science. I left school at 16 and went into a sixth form where I did study science, but I also studied other stuff as well. I was really creative and went into art and product design, which were real loves of mine. I eventually decided that I would go down the science route and study forensic science. I then did that for a few years, which I absolutely loved. The course itself is amazing if anybody fancies it. If you are interested in forensic science, I would definitely recommend going and studying it because it's so interesting. You get to learn about bones, bodies, you get to traffic and how that interferes in different crimes, and how we get to learn about bodies that are in the ground. And I know that sounds really weird if you're not interested in that sort of thing, but if you are, I would definitely start looking at it. And my personal favourite part about forensics, which a lot of people are grossed out about, is hair and fibre. I find it so fascinating how we find hair and fibre at crime scenes and then how we then analyse it back in a lab. I think that's a great thing to do. So after I'd finished forensics, I then decided to go down a different route completely that wasn't science related. I then took up a law degree. For some people, they'd think, well, why would you go from science if that was your main love to law? But during my forensics course, I did get to delve into a little bit of law and how that works, and it really fascinated me and I really enjoyed it. Throughout all of my education, I haven't been able to be lucky enough to have it all paid for me. I did actually work a night shift in a local supermarket. I would work 3, 4, sometimes 5 evenings a week, where I would start at 9 and finish at 7 in the morning, and this would keep me going. Education is expensive, and I 100% understand when people say, I want to do this and I'd like to do this, but I can't afford it. I get that. It's really difficult, and working alongside studying makes it harder because then you've got to weigh up pros and cons of, do I study, do I work, do I earn the money, do I keep studying, is there a benefit in this, how far is it going to go? And I do 100% see that side when people struggle with, should I work or should I study? I was very lucky because I worked. I didn't come from a background where my parents could pay for it for me, but I did work the hours and I did end up getting a law degree, which I'm absolutely thrilled and proud about. And I would always say to people, if that is what you want to achieve and you have to work part-time, it will feel better in the long run. Even though you're putting a lot of work in, it will feel amazing. So that was my education side of things, and after getting my law degree I worked in other different jobs which were slightly around law, and then I got an amazing opportunity to work in science, which I still work in this same job which I got almost 2 years ago, which really excites me every day still. So I work as a science technician at the minute and I absolutely love this job. I get to create experiments, I get to make solutions up. I work in both all 3 sciences. I work in biology, chemistry, I work in physics. I get to help out in STEM clubs, I get to work with amazing colleagues and people, and again, I absolutely love my job. And being a woman that works in STEM and being a female that gets to work in a STEM subject, I absolutely am so proud of. And I say to any woman that's out there, working in any STEM area or STEM subject is really rewarding, it's absolutely amazing, and we need more females in those areas. So if you're interested in working in STEM, or even if you're just interested and you want to do more things around STEM, then I think you should really go for it. Really exciting work that I was able to do this week was that I got a really lovely invitation from the Hebden Bridge Beavers Club to come and join them to help them achieve their science badge. So I was super excited and I was like, oh great, I can actually think of some lovely experiments for these kids to do which can help them push them on to get another badge, which was great. I decided to get some ideas and some really lovely motivation from a book that I'd been given, which is this. It's by Emily Hunt and it's 15 minutes of STEM and it's for children between the age of 5 and 11. So STEM, if you're unsure, means science, technology, engineering and maths. And I thought I could have a go because a lot of the beavers that I was going to be working with were, I think, between the ages of 5 and maybe 7, which I thought this was a great book and a great, age range for them as well. So let's get straight into having a look at one of the experiments. So I picked drops on a penny. The reason I picked this one is because I actually had never done it myself before, and I really found it fun when I had a quick look and sampled it myself at home, because what I expected to happen, I'm not going to reveal, actually didn't happen. So why don't I show you how to do this experiment, and then if you want to do it yourself at home, you can. For this experiment, you're going to need some coins. 1p and 2p should be fine. Those coins will work brilliantly. You'll need a little plastic dropping pipette. These can be found on Amazon. They're great to use. And also some water. I've just chosen to put mine in a little cup. Drop the water onto the coin, 1 drop at a time. As you can see, you can put them on quite quickly, and it's making a great little dome. You might not be able to see it as easily on the camera, but if you do this experiment at home, you can see that the water itself is creating a dome onto the coin. The more water you put on it, the bigger the dome will be. The reason that the dome will break and split is because the water molecules want to hang on together really tightly. But once gravity takes over and is too much for the water to handle, there we go, it'll push the water off. So to finish off, I'm just going to talk about another celebration that's happened, and that is Pi Day! Yay! So Pi Day was actually on the 14th of March, which is an annual event. Obviously. The reason behind it being an annual event every year on the 14th of March is because the first 3 significant digits that make up pi are 314, which March is the 3rd month of the year, and then the 14th, so 314. So to celebrate Pi Day this year, I've got myself a nice little apple pie and I've decorated with Happy Pi Day. So I hope you can come up with your own way of celebrating as well. Thank you to everyone who's watched this video. If you've enjoyed watching this one, please subscribe. I'm really enjoying making these videos and hopefully you're enjoying them too. So thank you very much and have fun.